Hello, darling. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark here. You know, in my own humble way, I like to think of myself as a role model for women everywhere. And if anyone ever asked me to pose, there's only one guy I'd let do the body cast. His name is Stan Winston, and he's the creature creator who put the bite in the Alien Queen, and invented a sexy female Terminator who made even Arnold Schwarzenegger wonder if he'd be Bach. From Dinosaurs Reborn to unstoppable killers, and from misunderstood misfits to terrifying space aliens. Four-time Academy Award winner Stan Winston has blazed a terrifying trail to the outer limits of special effects and makeup design. At his workshop in Van Nuys, California, Winston and his team have breathed life into some of the scariest movie menacers in history. A monster fan since childhood, Stan learned his craft as an apprentice at Disney Studios. In 1973, he opened his own makeup studio and special effects house. And since then, an endless stream of awe-inspiring hellraisers have jumped out of his workshop and onto movie screens.
The things that I've done in my career, for me, are not about special effects. It's not about makeup effects or CGI effects. It's about creating characters for film. I look at it and attack it as I would as if I were an actor and say, what do I want to look like? What would be the makeup if it were to be a makeup? And then how does he act? What's his performance?
One of the scariest characters in Winston's horror menagerie is the Alien Queen from the 1986 film Aliens. The movie brought Stan his first Academy Award for Best Visual Effects.
It's about, do you believe it? And do you believe that what it's going to do will harm you or kill you? The scare comes from the setup and the build of the unknown and the shock of when it's going to happen.
In 1984, Winston began a long association with the Terminator films when he was hired to develop the endoskeleton for Arnold Schwarzenegger's robotic hitman.
For years, artists have been afraid of technology. Those people that are afraid of technology are unfortunately doing themselves a disservice, because the technology only helps us tell stories, helps us create characters. It's knowing how to put it all together so that it becomes magic.
For Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Winston worked with industrial light and magic to create a lethal liquid metal assassin. This Oscar-winning creation is the result of computer imagery, makeup, and animatronic puppetry. For Terminator 3, Winston Studios also used computers to design the inner core of TX, a powerful cyborg killing machine who does battle with the Terminator.
It had to fit inside the body of a woman. We use a computer as a tool, and we can design something that's perfect. And she did fit inside the body of a really wonderful character, the TX created by Kristana Loken. And here is this high-tech machine made out of a super alloy that has weapons, that is covered with a liquid metal, that can change its veneer and also kick Arnold's butt.
Another monster masterpiece of Winston's is this outer space bad boy, the Predator.
The Predator is one of my favorite characters. I saw some artwork of this Rastafarian warrior, and I went, that's actually a great springboard of what we can do to create this Predator, is this alien Rastafarian warrior. And I was on an airplane, sitting next to Jim Cameron, and I'm drawing the Predator. And while I'm drawing it, Jim's sitting next to me. He says, you know, I always wanted to see something with mandibles. I said, oh, well, that's an interesting idea. And from there came the original Predator.
Stan Winston has often returned to makeup basics to help an actor bring a character to life. In 1992's Batman Returns, he helped Danny DeVito breathe life into the villainous Penguin.
Danny DeVito created the Penguin. What I brought was a look that helped him look the part, helped him get into the part, and didn't in any way inhibit his performance.
Winston's dedication to excellence and a desire to amaze his fans have continued to inspire him to push the boundaries of his imagination.
I can't go to the book of how was it done, because it hasn't been done before. Therefore, you put yourself at risk, because there's a good chance you're going to fail, because you don't really know how you're going to do it because you haven't done it before. But that's the joy of it.
For 1993's Jurassic Park, director Steven Spielberg demanded nothing less than perfection in creating ultra-real dinosaurs.
I would say if I had to pick out probably the most memorably enjoyable film that I've been on, it would have to be Jurassic Park. And it's interesting to even be able to say that, considering it's probably the most difficult film and most challenging as far as what we had to create that had never been created before. When Steven Spielberg talked to me, he said, well, you've done a 14-foot alien, you think you could do a 25-foot dinosaur? Working side by side with Steven Spielberg and having fun and going, well, could we do this? Yeah, let's try that. Like a couple of kids. And trying to do the most extensive stuff we've ever done, but what a wonderfully creative experience.
In 2001, taking what he learned from the movies, Stan also entered the world of comic books and toys.
Given that I am a comic book fan and a toy fan and a movie fan, I decided to create my own new superheroes, starting with Track, who is this wonderful new superhero who's an immortal. He's a monster hunter. And he is hunting throughout time this ultimate monster who is in fact the creator of all monsters of all time. A character by the name of Vakul. The other comic book line that I've done is The Realm of the Claw, which is a story that I've been developing for over 20 years about these cat creatures. These two cat gods and the animal kingdom that they rule over.
With each passing year, Stan's parade of classic movie monsters continues to grow. And through it all, his youthful outlook and daring imagination have made Stan Winston that rare adult, one who continues to realize his wildest childhood dreams.
I've had a toy line, an action figure line, for over 30 years. It's just that they're the biggest action figures in the world. And I've got the coolest toys in the world. If you just look around you, wouldn't you like to have these action figures in your house?